we got there that finished the season winless? I mean, there's some positives to take out of it?
Yeah, positive out of the game. I mean, if you look at it, we did some good things, but then a lot of times we back it up with something poor. We got started off the game again pretty slow, well, very slowly. We gifted them a 80-metre try, and then did well to fight back in. I thought by the end of that first half, we were getting some good carries, some good go forward, and finding some space on the edges, and putting some pressure on them. But then the second half, we just couldn't get any continuity in the game, whether it was through our inaccuracies in our attack. I think we ran out 4 times in that second half, or once in the first half, and 3 times there's 4 turnovers. And then Harvey obviously came on and made a mess of our breakdown, and got, I think, a few turnovers there as well. So, we just couldn't get any rhythm in that second half, and they just, played how they play, and didn't let us into the game.
What about the overall, since you've taken over, Jake talked about yesterday about there's been improvements made. How much more do you think you need to make to sort of make an impression in the first?
We just got to keep making improvements every week. And I think we did that last year as well. I think if you looked at how we ended up playing the back end of that season last year compared to the beginning, I think we made improvements all the way through. Obviously, there's been a fair turnover in players, so that's our goal, is just to keep improving every week. So we've got 5 games now in the Trans-Tasman, and as you said, the goal is to every game just get better.
What's those next couple of weeks look like?
We'll give the boys a few days off to get away, and then we'll come in on the Wednesday, try and get a majority of the boys playing some club footy. And then the following week we're going to go away on a bit of a country tour, get out to Orange and up to Dubbo, and go and do some coaching clinics and go to some club rugby sessions and junior rugby, and get out there and get some positive rugby, any positive messages out there, and probably just go out and say thanks to everyone for their support.
Speaking of positives, some progresses given you one. So can you just talk about his rise since he's been at the club, and obviously that suspension pushed him back a little bit, but geez, he's been good.
Yeah, we knew that's why we were desperate to get him. Probably disappointing. Probably didn't get as much ball as we would have liked in that second half. I think last week and this week you see how dangerous he is with the ball. I think it would have been nice if he didn't get that through extra suspension at the beginning, because I think each week he's getting better. So if he had those 3 games at the beginning of the year, he'd probably be even further than what he is now. So he also gives us a lot of energy around the group. He's a bit of a character, good sense of humour. So he picks a lot of the boys up and has a good laugh with everyone. So he's an important part of the team.
Are we likely to see any of those guys from Japan or Melbourne in the groups at all feature from Trans?
No.
Has that question been asked?
They're under contract.
Or is it a Rugby Australia decision?
No, they're under contract with the Japanese club. So yeah.
The season finishes in late May, so we're going to be given time off after that.
Yeah, so that's ARU discussions and all that type of stuff. So that's out of our hands. We've got nothing to do with it.
It's probably a bit more now, but how do you sum up the season as a whole? It's been a roller coaster, really.
Yeah, tough. Yeah, it's been tough on the boys, but full credit to Jake and the guys. They've stayed strong together. There's good energy in there. And they're really positive. So every day they come to training, they're ready to go again. So you've got to give them a lot of credit for that. I don't know. It is it's his shoulder, obviously. I think he fell on his elbow, but he's obviously in a sling. I don't know exactly the detail around it, but he didn't look good. And then Maxie Douglas copped a couple of high shots, so he's all right. He's in there getting checked out now, but he walked off and he's fine.
Dave is obviously under a lot of pressure at Rebels. Can you just give us an assessment of how you think the Rebels are behind?
I'm not too fast. Yeah, man. We've got our own problems and our things to worry about. I'm not here to comment on how they're going or what they're on. Yeah, man. We've got a lot to worry about. Sorry.
Jake, you're a fierce competitor. What's the mood like in the dressing room? How hard is this
Look, we spoke at half time about discipline, and first play of the game we let a penalty and they mauled score off it. For large points of the game, we look really good in attack, especially that late try and that I think Markey threw an offload back on the side to Jack Maddox, and then Izzy Parisi looking dangerous out wide. We're finding the right places in the field. But yeah, just some soft tries. Izzy Nazrani's try carries through me, soft try. That 80-metre one we were speaking about earlier, and then our discipline, we just allow teams to get back in the game, which is disappointing. But as a team, we've been speaking about improving, and that's hard in a performance sport where you're based on results. But that's where we're at, and we actually do think we're improving. We just need to sort out our discipline a little bit.
Do you want to get back to club rugby?
I love playing for you. I've almost played 100 games for him. Maybe. It depends who they're playing. If they're playing out at Emu Park, no disrespect, I might not want to go out there, but, whatever. Look, I've only played 2 or 3 games this year, so I'm hungry for more time. So if it links up, I'll definitely play, yeah.
A lot of you going away to the country areas. Is that something the Waratahs really want to get behind?
Yeah, well, traditionally we've had a lot of country players. We promoted Bush to the beach, and we look at the likes of Dan Hannigan, Harry Johnson-Holmes, heaps of other guys, especially, in other squads that we're involved in, a strong contingent from country rugby. And every time we play out in trial games out in the country, we get a massive backing. Narrabri this year, and we played at Mudgee 4 years ago. We've got a sellout crowd. And I think it's really important. You saw this week that we went to Manly Rugby Club. It's good to get a really good connection with the Shoot Shield. And also get out to those regional areas which really do back us.
Is it a hard pill to swallow, getting closer in these last 3 games, Brumbies, etc., than sort of previously in the season so far, the gap a bit bigger?
Yeah, it definitely hurts. The Brumbies game, we put ourselves in a position to win again. And then, last week we lost on the bell, and for parts of this game we're in the fight too. But yeah, it's definitely disappointing. The whole year's been disappointing for us. But we're desperately trying to resurrect our season. Like Witz said before, Witz and Gilly are doing a great job. And us as a playing group, speaking on behalf of them, the energy's up and we're desperate to get a win. We spoke about in the sheds about getting these next 2 weeks right, leaning into Trans-Tasman and really hit the ground running there.
All good.
Thanks.
Cheers, guys.
Have a good few days off.
Cheers, guys. Thank you.